this armor. Like, you're right. Maybe it's still not going to be enough, but I have to commend them, for being willing to try something different. You know, we don't really see this hero at all. And maybe there's a reason for it. Geek fam in game 2 of the best of 5 series, down 1 now versus Talon. They're willing to give it a shot. I think it's bold. I respect it.
Do you think it might be insane to do it right now since they lost the first game?
No, I don't think it's insane. I mean, Cox has been still spamming this hero. He's played it twice off lane in the past couple of days, and he's won. Actually, he's the only other person besides one of Nightfall's alleged Smurfs. I'll say alleged because I know that's a contentious issue right now. He's played it 5 times. He always goes for the same build, Winter, here. Are you ready? Double Gauntlets of Strength. I mean, it's probably the same thing here. Yeah, double Gauntlets of Strength, the Tangos early, the double GG Branch, and the Stick immediately into the Helm of the Iron Will. And then sometimes Boots first or sometimes the Soul Ring first. And then Veil, Phase into Shivas.
Shivas.
Oh, and he builds a Bloodstone on this hero. That's insane, actually. Because you're going to increase the AoE by a lot. I mean, think about it. It's basically like you're doubling your 10 and your 15 talents if you can actually get a Bloodstone online. That's cool. I mean, I hope we see this hero work because I think it's a really interesting piece of theory. Cox is well practiced on the Underlord. I think it's cool. This is why I really like casting Dota. It's for moments like these, which is why I get a little bit boring when we see the same drafts over and over again. Thankfully, have we seen Faces Void today? I don't think so, right? We only had 2 games before this. Thankfully, I've been very spoiled with game choice. I think all the games have been rather interesting. Rubik mid, you know, it's an interesting experiment. Didn't work out in that particular attempt.
I think it's Rubik mid actually considered an experiment. I think it's something that people have done it a couple of times already.
That was a burn.
Yeah, I mean for sure. But you know, people have also picked Underlord. You know, in history, right? He's going in the same position. It's just more or less, does it work in this kind of a meta against what your opponents are proposing, right? And I like the idea here, honestly. I think it might just work out. So you're looking at 30% damage reduction, which is basically, I don't know, I guess it cuts through Vengeance Aura. Well, they're both fighting here. Ponyo losing this fight, though, will lose his life, and that is first blood.
Gotta be quick when I'm around.
I mean, we've seen so many of this support 1v12 in the beginning. Akashi is going to take a lot of damage. Luckily for him, he started out with a salve, so he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think starting out with the salve on Alk makes a lot of sense, because you're naturally just going to get in there a lot on your early couple of levels to fight for your right to get some CS in. A very weak hero early on. Better, of course, when you're able to stack more minus armor and with all your physical damage, but of course he doesn't have Acid Spray yet, so things are really easy here for Cox, who is going to try and mitigate a lot of this minus armor with the Helm. I really like the idea. He's pretty far from the Helm, so I suspect, especially if he can't get the Helm delivered by level 3 for Akashi and the Venge, he's going to have a lot of trouble in this lane. So these early waves are really important for him.
Yeah, as always for Underlord. First 3 waves until you... I think the point where the lane starts to become stable for his level 3.
Yep.
When you can actually have a second point in Atrophy or second point in Firestorm, depending on the lane.
Ooh, nice cut there by Akashi.
Nice.
Slick move.
Instant.
He's a gamer. A tried and true to gamer. The Mac Ember. With the Chuan Templar Assassin going head-to-head. Battle online for both. Pretty even, pretty close. Of course, you do expect the Ember to have a little bit of an advantage here, right? With the Flame Guard, TA literally can't break it. So you end up getting yourself into some trouble there. As Akashi gets himself into a ton of trouble here. And in fact, Ponyo, this is going to be a second death, I reckon. Yeah, with Hoodwink having the range to collect both kills. That is pretty massive. They really underestimated the amount of damage Underlord can really bring in this lane. Honestly, really underestimating the Bushwhack. Bushwhack forced himself to...
Are you sure it was the Underlord? Look at the damage. The Footwing did almost 800 damage.
True. Missed another kill mid that time as Chuan finds Mac. That's actually kind of a surprise.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It was mostly the Bushwhack, but I have a feeling this this Underlord is just like a punching bag up here, right? And they're like, why don't you die already? I mean, in the meantime, this Hoodwink is is really starting to pop off a bit. And, well, level 3 is online, but fortunately, so is the Helm of the Iron Will. So he's still going to have positive armor with Acid Spray, and now maybe a level 2 Wave of Terror applied. We'll see what he puts the skill points in. This is a fun lane. I don't know why I like this hero so much. He really doesn't do... He's not very flashy. He's not mobile. He does...
He can be flashy with the ulti.
That's true, especially with the Ags. You can be really flashy with it. I think maybe that's where I struggle the most, just in general. That's why I'm not a very good Wisp. Lion! Actually, the Flame Break saves them from the third Starbreaker hit. It's not going to make a difference. They still have the kill.
Kashi. Top.
Yep, they're going again onto Cox, and there's that Helm making the difference, honestly. They still will be able to pick off the Swirl by the looks of things. Cox very healthy underneath his tier 1 tower. How's that kill really affected mid lane, though? 26 to 3, 27 now. And net worth, yeah, that's a pretty big advantage now for Chuan. So this TA is probably going to be a little bit of an issue early for Geek Fam. We'll see. We're about a minute away from these power runes. I do expect some supports to rotate on over, although I don't know if the Hoodwink, pardon me, can get away from the lane if Venge doesn't rotate. Ooh, maybe they will be able to get away. I'm missing all these kills right now, but Akashi falling again. Mid lane, not missing this one. Mac, though, is still healthy. But out of bottle sips, he's going to need a rotation here pretty desperately. That is very painful for him. And again, just another Bushwhack. Tons of damage being dealt here by the Acorn shot into Bushwhack kind of combo. And now, as a result of that, Jing is going to be able to rotate on to the mid lane. At least gives a bit more regen to the Ember Spirit as TA traps do scout the Hoodwink. There is also a Bat Rider nearby, but he's underneath an Observer, so unlikely to be able to make a huge play here. I'll also allow the Lion to rotate down bottom. We'll see
Radiant's
what we
bottom
can
tower is
find,
under
but right now
attack.
Bot Rune squarely in
Dire's
control,
bottom tower
and
is
if Mac
under
does
attack.
not have these remnants, trouble. This is trouble. Let's see where it spawns. It is bottom. Invis for Chuan.
It's not too bad. Having Invis rune. Giving away that rune. I mean, the Ember just needs to get to level 6. He's gonna have it. Yeah, just have to clear some stacks in the jungle and he'll be fine this lane. I mean, so far so good for both teams. I think the main difference is gonna be the TA here, like being able to solo kill the Ember. So he's the one providing the extra bits of net worth right now for Talon. And all lanes going pretty good
Dire's
for
top tower
Talon.
is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, even up to
Dire are
11 denies right now for WS. It's going to be going into those phase boots
Radiant are
early.
scanning.
Pretty good start. I mean, Natsumi's getting last hits. He's getting his level, so he's going to be into the jungle and starting to do Naga Siren things pretty quickly, as Mac is just constantly in danger of dying there. You can see that last auto attack actually was nearly enough damage. Invis rune active just for the regen. Chuan, he's not going to bother rotating to any of
Radiant's
these
middle
side
tower
lanes.
is under attack.
He's just a bit slow, honestly, on this hero.
Yeah, he's the one that will play for his game, his own game. Like TA, you don't really want to move around too much. It's more about hitting your own item timings with the blink. That's all.
Well, nice job here. Ponyo was ready in position to try and rotate
Comes the
on
Dawn.
in. As in comes the Dawnbreaker, the stun onto 2. Ember Spirit has a Remnant back. Oh, but there's so much damage here with all of a sudden 4 heroes in the lane. Fantastic job there by Ponyo waiting in the wings. I think he scouted Jingler with the Sentry Ward placement. Jokum nearly dying to the creeps. Ooh, Bushwhack doesn't quite connect. That's fortunate for him, otherwise he would have died. And a huge
Yeah, they
start
definitely-
for Talon.
They definitely forgot to take into consideration the Dawnbreaker coming in there. I mean, it looked like the TA was out of position, but with the Solar Guardian, she's actually kind of not out of position.
Ooh.
She was just a bait.
BD rune for Chuan. Amplify damage, sorry. It's actually going to steal a little stack with this. Yeah, not bad, right? That's Ember's way back into this game. Easily removed. Lots of money for him, too. My goodness. They're going to try and defend this. This time they know that there's no Solar Guardian. Blood Grenade thrown through the Twin Gate. Comes the Underlord. Chuan has another stack here of the Refraction. That's funny. Cox gets the kill and immediately is back top. Really good usage there. Jing goes through the gate for free, and he'll end up here in the mid lane for a while longer. That's a phenomenal kill. They increase... Yeah, okay, so they increase the cast points of this ability as well. That's really the only buff, huh? For this one? Cast points improved.
And the mana cost is a huge problem.
Yeah.
You went from like 100 to 200, I think some patches ago.
Yeah. Bit of Malice receiving a nice buff. Most of the cast points, I think that damage is whatever. It's fine. Sometimes you root people twice in a Pit of Malice, and I mean, that's something, right? But not too much to write home about. Now, Joe comes, still hit by the stuns. Matt getting chased. The illusions as well are going to allow Natsumi to pick up this kill. Now, he is going to be chugging along very nicely. His team definitely needs him to be able to ready to fight, right? I mean, you can't really expect your team to 4v5 when the Alchemist comes out of the jungle 28 minutes in with, what, Blink, BKB, AC, perhaps. He's going to be looking pretty scary there. Jing. He's not making it out as they do invade the triangle. Maybe trying to spook Mac here a bit. They don't see him on the stairs, though.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So, oh yeah, Radiance Blink BKB, of course, for Akashi. I wonder if there's ever a world where, like, is Mjolnir so good that you even consider it on an elk, do you think, or no?
Not sure, I haven't tried it. I think Radiance is just a better farming item on Elk because you don't have as much attack speed when you don't have your chemical rage, right?
Yeah.
So you're just walking around. Your main way of farming is by being there and just burning them with Radiance and acid.
That's a good point. That makes sense, a lot of sense to me, actually. I'm trying to find where this Naga is farming. They know which one the real one is here as well, but not enough experience here for the lasso. I don't know if it would have been a kill. WS a bit low on mana, does not actually have the Soul Ring, as he is going instead straight into the Vlad's offering.
It's strong. It's still very strong. The Vlad's gives you damage and it gives you armor, mana regen. I think those are all the things that you want as Stormbreaker. I think it's the perfect item for Dawn. Very similar to Enigma. Hide Enigma. All these heroes, I think when you get Vlads, you just feel so much better in the laning phase and in the game.
For sure. Cox is starting to push up top. As you can see, he is basically staying to the same build. Maybe trying to apply some pressure onto Natsumi. Still lacking the Flaming Lasso experience, though, unfortunately. So instead, we might see a defense for the top lane, where the Relic is online already for Akashi. Good minus armor here onto Cox is going to be enough to scare him away. As Jing will go ahead back through the Twin Gate, where there's a Song of the Siren. And now he's not going to bother with no Twin Gate because he has a Fiend's Gate for Cox. Looking for this quick pickup onto WS out from the Song. They find one and maybe even a second here as Finger of Death is ready. Are we going to secure the kill with it? No, we are not. We're going to save that Finger for another day.
Yeah, both the offlaners just itching to participate with the team with all their global spells, the Solar Guardian and the Fiend's Gate. Just making the team have more offensive options and or defensive options when you have this type of offlaner that can always be there with your team.
You remember the name of the old Underlord ultimate? I can't remember for the life of me. I think they're going top lane. Yeah, here they go.
Uberlord.
So much damage onto Cox. He's tanky, but versus 3 aren't really tanky enough. Especially with the Radiance online now for Akashi. So much damage.
You're making me check now.
I
play this hero.
I can't remember.
I play this hero a lot, but I can't remember.
I can't remember the name. Everyone just called it the Uber.
It's called... What's it called?
It's been so long. Astral Project? No.
Yes, bounty.
Radiant's
Dark
middle
Rift.
tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
that's right. The Dark Rift. Who could forget? Wasn't it an Envy game where he Dark Rifted onto a wagon in the creep in the Roche pit back when it was mid?
It was a SCA game. Remember the game where he
was the game
killed
where he
the base?
Yeah.
You with Universe?
Yeah, that's right. Back with Universe. Yeah, good game that one. Jokum dies to Natsumi as this Naga Siren is starting to get a little bit more active, a little bit more involved, is being eclipsed and farmed by the Alchemist, as you would expect. And, well, Chuan also doing well to keep up. He still needs basically another 1,000 for the Deso before Roche becomes available, right? But it seems like you said, naturally, Talon are going to want to take this bottom area. But by the time he gets Deso online, Roche is already going to be top. And that's where Geek Fam are going to be looking to play, maybe with this Naga Siren Manta style, perhaps with, probably not a Shiva's, but it looks like Mac will at least have the Blade Mail online, so that is going to be something.
Wisdom Rune on your
Yeah,
swap.
nice.
Oh, he got it.
Cheeky little play,
Oh,
Scam.
no.
Couldn't get off the Hex in time, unfortunately. And that will result in him missing out on the Wisdom Rune.
Gosh, the bench is level 9 right now. Both the Radiant supports are 8 and 7 respectively. Yeah, on the other hand, Jokem is not really that high now. He's level 7, okay, he's level 8. Working towards his dagger now. Yes, Pavis. And this hero is just like a call. Every time you use Dazzle, and after you use Dazzle, you just stack push out waves and you farm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, okay. Just a quick easy kill here on the line. Akashi, he'll take those every day. He actually went Blink already. I thought for sure we were going to see Manto or another farming item first. Our does still go down top.
With Blink, it gives you a lot more aggressive potential. I feel like Radiant's Blink into Manta or BKB later makes a lot more sense. Because during this period of time when you get the Radiance, usually the enemy doesn't have a lot of items to fight you back. Because you are out, right? You get to your timings really quickly. So in order to abuse it, you get a Blink. So I don't like to delay the dagger too much on this hero.
Dagger coming soon for WS. That'll be double dagger. And actually, I'm a bit surprised.
On Dawn?
No,
Wow,
Chuan's not going dagger. WS is.
So early on Dawn?
Yeah. Oh, on Dawn.
Okay.
I thought you said on Chuan. My bad.
On Dawn. Okay, I'll just say on WS so you don't get confused.
Yeah.
Oh no, he changed his mind.
Changed his mind. Yeah, going to the
He's going pipe on Dawn.
So he's
on WS.
He's going for the auras. Strong auras, right? Lots of auras, in fact. Going to be ready to go. So what do you have? Radiance aura. You're going to have pipe, barrier to deal with, fighting through this atrophy aura, and soon to be the full
Vengeance
Shiva.
aura.
That's right, Vengeance aura. I think that's about it, right? What about any of
Psyblade aura.
Psyblade is not an aura. Don't lie to me. Passive. Which can be broken. I think that's actually the only other auras in this game. We'll see which other ones we build up to. Maybe Ember will consider... it's not an aura, though. So again, on attack trigger. Here they go. Jing finds himself... Ooh, an alchemist who is going to be able to try and avoid the song. Jing burns down to the acid spray. Natsumi, not enough mana to really help out here, so he dies, but at least himself avoids dying.
Yep, wouldn't have gotten a kill if he had Maelstrom.
Probably true.
Akashi. Yeah, Akashi running in. That's the movement speed. Oh, no.
He's just here to farm.
Get it.
That's fine. He wanted to get into farm range a bit faster. See him up here. Skem wants to be aggressive. Has only the mana drain. Now remember, you can swap out of the mana drain channel, as you can see Skem avoiding a lot of that damage, but eventually he's going to go down. Akasha, he blinked in for this. I don't think he saw that Fiend's Gate necessarily, but he knew he had the backing of the Dawnbreaker, who's not going to find anything on the stun, and in fact gets held down by that Pit of Malice a bit longer. Akashi broken and now killed off as Natsumi. He was baiting the whole time. Takes down 2 in exchange for the Lion. That's a trade Skem craves for when he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah, Akashi just got a little bit too cocky after the Dawn came over to save him. Just felt like, oh, I'm still so strong, you know, I'm getting HP regen from this Empire Fence with the Radiance Steel, Spell Life Steel, so just ran in, but just, he's still very weak, you know, as a without ulti. He doesn't have much armor.
So swap out, Jing. Trying to scurry through his own tree, and the stun just in the nick of time. I hardly believe it. Jing
Oh,
is going
the
to be
mana
able
drain.
to live. Now the mana drain. Chuan out of mana. Finger of Death. Does pop the wand charges. He's going to have another refraction here in a few more seconds. But Natsumi, he's in on him. They get the kill. Max somehow, he's still alive as well.
Another
the
stun.
Flame Guard keeps him topped up as Scam continuing to just be even more and more obnoxious. A 2-for-1. There's your TA that you lost. I mean, that doesn't feel great, but it's also pretty nice. And in fact, they're going to go for more now. Cox was ready for this, though. The Shiva's onto 3. They don't have a Song of the Siren. They didn't even have a Manta-style Pit of Malice doing whatever it can, but it's measly 25 or whatever damage per root is not going to change the outcome here. Mac, having respawned, is getting more aggressive. There's another blink ready on the Alk, but he's not going to go in. All right, I was thinking he was... looked like he was considering it, but ultimately is going to be happy with the outcome of this skirmish. Up 7k now, as Natsumi has been forced time and time again to show up and fight. This is the first one that he dies in, but it is troubling now for Geek Fam as they continue to fall behind. Up to 8k now, the net worth lead.
I mean, it is against the Elk, so some of it is inflated. I think the lead is, I think it's more closer to maybe 3 to 4k, half of it. Still a pretty big lead at minute 20. He's going for Crimson Guard on Underlord. We talk about how terrible this item is right now. Yesterday.
Yeah. I need to try and refresh myself a bit more on the damage formula because I don't know when this damage block from the guard active is calculated. I don't know if it's like just a subtract.
After the atrophy aura?
Well,
no.
I'm also not sure if it's calculated like after all the reductions and amplification or if it's just off of the base. Because it makes a big difference, that number, right? I'll see if I can find that number right now. You know, maybe with a hero that already has an aura like this, it could be okay. But, you know, there aren't too many heroes with this.
Yeah, probably means that Crimson would be an exclusive Underlord item.
Yeah, pretty much. Or against, like,
you used to get it on Centaur because it's based on strength. Block.
Akashi finds the real Natsumi. The match style's not going to save him here. It does buy him a little bit of time, but they burn through the illusions fast enough for Jokum to be able to lasso the real one. Nice pick off there, as with the haste active Chuan. Maybe thought about going for more, but just doesn't have enough damage to be able to chunk through Cox that fast. And it looks like this could be Roche. They're going to run straight into the Roche pit now. Chuan not even stopping to farm any of these creeps. With the haster, and he's going to make it into the camp even faster.
21 minutes, so this is the first Roche for Talon. Daytime Roche. Get all this minus armor. There's not much Radiant can do to stop this timing. You have to try to play for their high ground in maybe minute 25 to minute 30 times. I mean, minute 30 probably. Because you're gonna need like so much more items on heroes. They're gonna try to smoke.
That was so fast with the minus armor. I don't really think they want to do this, but they are going to commit. They should at least be able to get through Jokum, but that isn't until the swap on out. Now Scam actually in a bit more trouble. He couldn't get off the mana drain. It was the cooldown just wasn't there for it. Natsumi, he has a Song of the Siren. He might have to pop it immediately to try and bail out of this fight, but actually Cox, that's a huge Pit of Malice now onto 3. Song of the Siren will hold back Chuan, Akashi, and WS as Cox through the Fiend's Gate he goes. That's in the fountain, so I don't think Talon want to be going through that one. Akashi burned of his mana, is going to be forced to stand back. A 1-for-2 trade. You know, it's something, but you do end up using that Song of the Siren, which has me slightly worried.
Yeah, but still a good trade, you know, for Geek Fam. I think that that is something that they would be actually willing to accept a trade for. A Song and a Lion for 2 kills.
The hidden ones have blessed me.
I mean, interesting to see an Ember without a Mage Slayer. I guess because the enemy doesn't really have a lot of magic. It's mostly physical. So he decides not to get a Mage Slayer. Went for Blade Mail and Maelstrom into BKB. With a casual Brave Band to give you armor.
Tends to give you a lot of that effective HP. As Natsumi, is this Octarine? This is Octarine that he's actually building up. You like that?
Wants to play the long haul.
Yep.
And if they're gonna win this game, it's gonna take a while because you have to outlast the Elk. The Elk is hitting his timings right now. He's very, very strong. I think he has his next item ready soon. Didn't decide to go for AC. I guess he just feels like he wants to kill heroes with the Orchid right now. He needs to catch the Ember especially. I mean, they have to just try to ride out this next few minutes, you know, if you're a Geek fan. If you can survive the next couple of minutes, get another extra item onto the Naga, then I feel like there's going to be a chance for you when the game gets drawn out. I mean, you have pretty good high ground defense. Firestorm, start of phase, a Lion mana drain. Who's going to get the shard?
Mac does. A shard for him. He's on the other side. Been having a difficult game. Finally has at last another item coming his way. It is the full veil. So that's something. Are they going to go double Shivas on this team? That's interesting. That's really interesting. I guess he thinks it's going to be well worth the trouble after his Blade Mal and Maelstrom build.
And do you just keep the veil and don't get the Shivas?
I guess maybe that.
Veil and the Shivas are probably stacked.
Careful.
That's why.
Akashi does stun himself underneath the tier 1 tower. Remember, he does not have the Aegis here, but he does have the dispel for himself stuck inside the Pit of Malice now. Great bushwhack, but they have now the Solar Guardian. Joining the fight is WS. That hits a big old reset button, but Geek Fam, honestly, they haven't really used all that much, and they're still continuing to waste spells on the side of Talon. Ponyo still alive for now, as the lasso prevents at least the Finger of Death from coming out. That's going to force the Song of the Siren. Mac is burning down here to all this magic damage. That's a huge sleight of face onto all 5 heroes. Another Pit of Malice.
Mana drain.
The 3-man mana drain. He stands his ground and sucks them dry. Cox now on the mega kill streak as he throws down the Pit of Malice, hopeful to try and catch Akashi. But Talon, they have to bail out of this fight as the classic combo that we all know and love, Song, Pit of Malice, mana drain, completely turns the tide of this fight.
Yeah, that was a very well executed fight from Geek Fam. They didn't really rush things. They were patient. They waited for the enemy to overcommit with the Bat Rider. And that's it, you know. They saw their timing in the Song, into the pit, into the drain, and that was it. I mean, if you look at the Dire heroes, they're all strength heroes with very low mana pool, right? So if they get drained for like 2-3 seconds, they're going to lose every bit of their mana. Especially like Dawn and I think Bench. Those are the 2 heroes with the lowest amount of mana pool.
I'm still trying to learn a little bit more about this base attack damage, how and when it's calculated.
Why are you so
Well,
obsessed
because
with
it
numbers?
makes a big difference for how effective this Crimson Guard is. You know?
No, I don't. Enlighten me.
Well, because it's
So what's the formula?
well, the formula is here we go. I mean, we have time. Welcome back to the math stream, everyone. It's a sum. It's written as a sum, which is your base attack damage plus the sum of your primary attributes times the sum of all of 1 minus your modifiers, right? So your modifiers are going to be things like this atrophy aura, but I guess in that sense then, so let me see. Crimson.
Please explain in simple English.
I don't see Crimson Guard here, though. I don't see, like, the guard buff. I guess that's because it just reduces your damage. So it's not on... that must mean it's after calculations, then, I can only assume. So then the active... Basically, it's just... Oh, what is this? 100% to 70 plus 50% of the caster's strength values from each incoming attack. So is that Underlord's strength value?
Yes, that's why you used to buy it on... That's why I mentioned Centaur, right? Because Centaur has the highest strength gain. You used to buy it on these beefy heroes, and you pop the buff on your team. It blocks a lot of damage.
So he is going to be blocking close to an additional 41 damage plus 70. So he blocks 110 a hit, which isn't bad, honestly. I don't know if that's like what's turning these fights, but I mean, I think it certainly has pretty good use here, especially when you have Atrophy Aura reducing damage by 30% as a flat value is pretty mean.
Yeah, just wait till he gets his level 20 talent. an extra 15% reduction.
That's true, right? That's a really good point.
It's not that far off.
I need to do more testing. This is something that legitimately interests me because there must be a reason why no one wants to build Crimson Guard, and I have a feeling it's because of maybe when you go late game, like the damage numbers with crits just vastly outscale the utility of the Crimson Guard active. But maybe with an atrophy aura, especially with this talent like you're talking about, that could turn it into something that's far better. But you're also going to be missing out on more percentage-based damage. Like, that's a huge... It's basically an extra skill point.
So am I correct to say that if you have Underlord with Atrophy, Aura, and Crimson Guard, it's better off for you to just build raw HP if you're his teammate?
Ooh, Scam trying to get out of here. Down he goes. I think it depends how much minus armor you have to give you the short end of that question. Ponyo swamps, but it's stuck inside the pit of malice. There's going to be an instant buyback. What are they looking for here, though? Lion, he TPs to the tier 3 tower, maybe thinking this fight was going to go a bit longer. They need to try and extend it a bit more as the Aegis has been reclaimed. The blink away just in the nick of time. Oh, that was a costly buy. I mean, it's just the Lion, really. It's not so bad, but not really all too much game there on the Aegis, Winter.
Yeah, I mean, that was close. If they lost the Gem and the Elk, then it would have been a disaster for Talon.
Dire's middle tower
So it was
is
really,
under
really
attack.
close.
Dire's
But you're starting to see the
courier has
damage
been killed.
getting blocked out. You know, Talon is slowly losing their damage on all this minus armor. The longer the game goes, when you see more items on all these heroes and they get more agility. Yeah, I feel like this butterfly on Naga is going to be a huge deal. You don't really want to buy MKB on any of these heroes early. I mean, TA is actually queuing on one right now. So I'm wrong. TA is skipping BKB, just wants to get all that deeps going on into the team fight.
Deeps.
Dire's top
Yeah,
tower
and
is
Elk's
under
building
attack.
Is he building Bloodthorn? Yeah, he's getting a Bloodthorn. All out damage. They realize they're running into damage
Dire's
issues
middle
right
tower
now.
is under attack.
I mean, that's the thing with Dawn. When you're not allowed to build core items, you're just building all these aura items, team items, BKB, Blast. So you don't really do a lot of damage in the team fights. You're gonna have to rely on the TA applying the Desolator, the Terror, and the Acid Spray to do out your damage in the team fights. And you can't play as aggressive, just blinking. When you have your Desol, BKB, your Shard, you're blinking, you see a support, you try to kill the support, but with this type of setup, you actually can't do that.
Right, Winter. So I have the effective HP table here for physical damage.
Dire's top tower is
Basically,
under attack.
the answer to your question is it depends how much minus armor they have, right? Right now with a Deso, so help me count, right? So 6 plus 8, so what is that? 14 plus another
Terror.
6.
6.
20
Radiant's
20
middle
plus
tower
acid
is under
spray.
attack.
6,
Dire
26.
are
Am I
scanning.
missing anything? Is any
No.
neutrals? Any orb of whatevers?
Of a corrosion.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. They're gonna kill a squirrel right quick here. Yeah, Gem of True Sight. Song. Okay, Natsumi thought there was way more coming for him. I guess in a way he's not completely wrong. It's a scary moment.
Just
for
to
him.
be safe, you know, you don't want to regret not using that song and then you die. You can't TP out. Gotta save and be sorry. I mean, out of destruction, right? There's no orb of destruction.
Depends is the answer, right? If a 0 armor unit, 1000 HP is the base. Let's call it base HP, right? If you have 0 armor on a 1000 unit hero, you have 1000 HP to physical damage, right? Not ignoring magic, right? If you have 10 armor, you have plus 600 HP effectively, right? Because of the resistance. If you have minus 10, you have 700 effectively, right? So it kind of depends, right? Every 10 armor gives you about 600 effective more HP.
So at some point, it's just better to build raw health. That's what I'm saying. After you surpass a threshold.
It depends mostly on what the minus armor value is here, right? It depends because effectively, if you can increase your armor, if the enemies have mostly physical attack damage, right? If that's what you're dying to for the most part, and you're at 0 armor, if you can increase your armor by 20, you gain an additional basically twice,
Radiant's bottom
2
tower
times
is under
HP pool
attack.
against physical.
So that's when it's better to get
is under
armor than
attack.
HP when you have no armor.
Yeah.
But you're gonna reach a threshold where the HP, the raw HP just gives you a lot more when you have.
That's true. I mean, because
armor.
you have to consider about the gold and the other passes on the items, right? I mean, this is some really intense theory, which I definitely enjoy discussing. But effectively here in this kind of a game, especially now that the crits are coming online, it might just be
Roche,
best
can I do
to
it in
avoid
time?
some of these bad fights, these bad initiations altogether.
That was quick.
Yeah, Roche is really fast. I mean, minus 28 armor. What can you do if you're Roche? Poor guy. No, it's even more, right?
They still want to go.
Dyer's
I
middle
think
tower
they're waiting for
is
the
under
elk.
attack.
Chemical
They
Rage.
have a song. They want the Chemical Rage to end. Still quarter duration here. We'll get out.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, the Underlord has so much armor, yeah. Defiant Shell, Shiva's Lotus Orb, Crimson, and he has level 20
Dyer's bottom tower
in 2 levels.
That
under
is
attack.
actually a lot of armor.
So he's gonna be close to immune to physical damage.
Dyer's bottom
Well.
tower has fallen.
You want to do the math?
Or am I wrong?
Oh, he's got what?
According to the
He's got
map.
60 armor here, basically, right? So you add 600 by 6, so he's got plus 3,600, basically, to physical damage only before you consider the Crimson Guard buff active. But you also have to subtract, what, like 30 armor roughly from that, right? With all the minus armor that they have. I mean, he's tanky. He's very tanky to physical attacks. There's no doubting that. Is the short of it. But again, it's once the crits start getting added in, it doesn't feel as strong. At this point, like, if enemies are going to be able to crit you down in 4 strikes, maybe you should just build a sheep stick.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, Radiant lineup is very tanky, but do they have the damage to kill the elk?
Yeah,
That's the other.
that's a good question. I mean,
the question.
when the crits come online, can they actually get it done? Because who is really building the damage here, right? Not
Naga?
eventually, but
Sounds-
Octarine Core first, you know, with this butterfly. Like, sure, the illusions do a lot, but the illusions are just, frankly, not that tanky here. Because illusions...
Yeah, usually you see Shroud, you know, Eternal Shroud
Right.
on Naga.
Right.
He's probably gonna get Disperser next, and it's not exactly a damage item, it's more like a utility item.
Radiant's bottom
But at this
tower
point,
is
Geek
under
Fam, to
attack.
you, Winter, it seems like they're just trying to outscale here fully,
Radiant
right?
structures are fortified.
Yeah, I mean, if you get to 50, 60 minutes, all the minus armor
Radiant's
doesn't
bottom
really
tower
matter
is
anymore,
under
right? When you
attack.
have this type of heroes, and you have the Atrophy Aura.
Yeah, mostly, I would say. But
So probably at some point you need to get a Silver Edge
Radiant's
to remove the
bottom
Atrophy
tower
it's a
Aura.
really good idea. That's a damn good point. You're not wrong about
Because
that.
it actually makes such a big difference in the team
Yeah,
fight.
30%. It's
Dyer's
crazy.
middle tower is under
Oh,
attack.
45 with the talent.
Soon, assuming he'll take it. Let me see what Cox normally does.
Wow, I mean, that's too good
He
to pass up.
seems to
Dyer's top
prefer
tower
the
is
right
under
side
attack.
talent.
More damage.
Yeah, he seems to prefer the right side talent.
Dyer's
And that's kind of what I
fortified.
mean. You know, all these resistances are good and all, but like if you still lose the fights, but you just lose them in 10 more seconds, like what is it really doing
Right.
for you? So that also needs to be considered. I frequently...
Bat Rider, he's coming
But
in.
check out this
I
ward.
don't want to disrupt
This
you.
is a great
I
ward
don't want to
here.
disrupt you.
Joke him.
Is under attack.
Smoke breaks. They see him
Running
now.
in.
Into the pit of malice
He
he
has a
goes.
jab.
Ponyo waiting for the swap out. Will find
Swap.
it. Careful for Chuan. Trying to nuke through one, but not to me. Adore avoids the melt strike. Look at this damage onto Akashi. There's no save for him. The swap was for the Bat Rider. And your Alchemist is dead. He's out of the fight. No Solar Guardian here either for WS
Look at
as
their
he is
HP.
running for their life. Ooh, the Pit of
Everyone's
Malice
so
does
healthy
catch
on
him.
the
He
Radiant
comes
side.
back rooted here, actually. That's because no one got to do any damage. No one got to do a single thing. It was basically defensive abilities cast. Chuan missed his Melt Strike because of the Manta style or maybe the Mirror Image. No one did any damage. Oh, and they catch Jokum a second time. This time, there is no swap for him as Ponyo is dead. Geek Fam.
Yes, buyback.
This is a very serious
Alk and
push.
Bat.
Alex does have buyback, and he's got the Chemical
I
Rage
mean,
ready.
the team with Aegis is running away. Can you believe
They
it?
used everything, though.
Dyer's top tower
They don't have BKB. They on WS. They don't have BKB on Akashi. They don't have Solar Guardian. They don't have the top lane of Barracks anymore. That math is pretty easy to me. If you didn't like the armor math, hopefully you can follow this one. Pretty easy. Oof. Tough fight there for Talon, but well played to Geek Fam, just holding that high ground ward. Thing of beauty.
Yeah, against Aegis, they felt like we are gonna outlast them in the team fights with Underlord, but it's not even about the damage mitigation. They just couldn't cast a spell when they ran into enemy vision, and the Lion got the initiation onto the Bat, and that was it. You know, the whole fight was just so difficult for the Dire team. They couldn't really move in. The Elk, I think he just died after he blinked in. I don't remember who he tried to stun, but he just got controlled by some spells and just died, you know. It's too much damage.
Searing Chains into the roots and then stunned himself with the Unstable Concoction. No BKB active. A lot of damage dealt there by the Ember Spirit, it must be said. As
Yeah, they are going to have AC right now on WS, so that's going to be a huge upgrade
Dire's middle
for
tower
Talon.
wow,
is under attack.
that is a huge one. Greetings and salutation to more attack speed.
So an additional -5.
Oh,
We're
good
still
point.
keeping count
What are we,
the
we're
map.
at like 40 now, aren't we?
Dire's
How much did
middle
we say
tower
before?
is under attack.
26, so 31.
31. Yeah, that's right. Solar Crest is no longer applicable onto enemies, and they don't have any minus armor items for neutrals.
Did you actually take into account that the bench took the Talon, the -5?
Oh no,
extra
I
armor?
didn't see that. What is she up? She's up. Wow, -11 now. I didn't see that. She got it after I did the math. Wow,
Dire's middle tower
that's another +5. What is that now? 30, 31?
Radiant are
36.
Holy,
If it's correct.
that is. I mean, that's a maddening amount of armor.
Do you want to double check with the...
No, I don't think the viewers want to hear us count again. I haven't looked at the chat, but I assume they're like, why are they talking about the math? Talk about the game, without realizing we are talking about the game.
I mean, the map is the game.
Yeah, well, that's not what people want to see, you know? They don't want to hear bat chest, Mac, back chest, scam, the triple suck, bat chest. That's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear
Triple TPs. Triple TPs.
rainbow TPs. Song. Good effort. Good effort. I don't know if that was scouted either. I don't believe it would have been. TA Trap might have seen it, actually. Aegis has been reclaimed. Cox closing in on his 20 talent. I think, especially with the shard, he's probably going to take the
Dire's
right
bottom
side 20
tower is
talent.
under attack.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's just too good. This is one of the better spells.
Do you just do it on the Ember so he jumps in with the Storm?
Oh, yeah, that could be.
Dire's bottom tower
That could
is
be.
under attack.
I think it sounds imba on the Ember when he jumps in.
True. Or on like a Naga illusion,
Dire's
maybe. You just
bottom
throw it into the
tower is
fight.
under attack.
Naga Illusion, dude. Naga Illusion.
They're tanky. Bit. Butterfly, you know. Out of the magic damage,
Dire's
but
bottom tower
they've
is
not look. They've got Scotty, Octarine. These are pretty durable illusions.
Time to chip. Hours.
What'll it be?
It's not so obnoxious
Oh,
anymore since
he went for the
Naga.
left one. They did go for the left one. Wow.
It's all physical damage on the enemy too.
So now you're looking at 45% damage reduction. Wow.
Almost half.
Yeah, pretty much. And a ton of armor, just like an absolute metric ton of armor.
I mean, just you wait. The lion with all this minus physical, he's just gonna stand there.
He's
and drain
gonna
everybody.
stand there and drain. This is the dream
Three
game.
Wraith Bands.
3 Wraith Bands. Doesn't even need the plate mail. You know what our boy needs? He's so tanky that just give him this unwavering condition. 95% magic resist, 1500 HP. That's almost an HP buff for him at this stage. Crazy.
So how does that stack up with the mana drain?
what?
Unwavering.
Oh, well,
condition.
multiplicatively again, right? So it's 1 over. It's yeah. Look, don't.
So you still take some
look,
damage.
Winter. You know, chat hates hearing the numbers. Okay. yeah,
Here we go. Disperser running in. Smoke.
Yeah, good job here scouting the ward. Maybe they're going to try and sneak past it here with the smoke active. Getting past all these traps as well. Jokum in a really great position here to break the smoke. He's got this cheeky ward up here, which would have seen anyone if there was anyone there. Mac checking for this top camp. Doesn't find anything as the smoke's now breaking. Jokum has the blink. Oh, didn't like what he saw there, especially with Mac showing. He
Lotus.
wants to take a tasty Mac. A good silence on the Cox. He actually doesn't have a dispel for himself. And now that is going to be a dead Mac, but he buys back instantly into this fight. The triple drain with the guard buff. How could you kill him? Oh, you can kill him like that.
All right, he's
that was
dead.
pretty fast. Oh my god, Akashi.
Oh, no.
Oh my god, what is this attack speed?
It's the Bloodthorn.
Holy moly, they're gonna try and take this fight? Are you kidding me after what you just saw? Have you not had enough here? Mac, Blade Malective, that's not changing anything here. Natsumi, he's gonna be next to go down as Akashi he just ate him.
So much for our math calculation that Daya are gonna
All that
run
math.
into these damage issues.
That's when you know what? Akashi's like that kid who is in the math class who says, "Teacher, when will I ever need to use this? I'll just attack 40 times a second and kill you." And now the teacher's like, "Damn, you right."
Attack speed trumps damage reduction.
I can't believe how fast he
Radiant's
died.
middle tower is under
So
attack.
blood taunt. You got the blood taunt.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And you have to Lotus or BKB and remove it. Like,
I mean,
otherwise you're just dead.
Radiant's
If you're stunned, you need your teammate to
To
Lotus.
be fair, 10 auto attacks dealing 450 damage this late in the game, that's not a lot. That's what, 50 damage a hit?
What? The L did 7 point.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
then.
look at how the Ember died.
Tower
I mean, they're ending the game here. It doesn't matter. I mean, hey, if it's enough to kill it, if it's enough to win the game, clearly it's enough, right?
Radiant's middle
That's what Talon, I think, in here anyway. And with all this minus armor, AC onto the buildings, the Deso onto the buildings, the guard buff, that's going to help out a bit, right? Buildings can receive pipe and guard, but I just don't know if it's going to make a difference here. BKBs are going to be ready to go, so it's not like they can just use a Song of the Siren either. And the Trap Silence preventing the mana drain. Down goes the Lion. These heroes, they don't have buyback. They're all on cooldown. Cox doing whatever he can at long last. They actually reflect the
5
stun here.
seconds, Naga.
3 seconds. BKB's active. Throne going down. And for the second time here, Geek fam will lose the game in this series, in this best of 5. They got caught up doing the math. They didn't realize million auto attacks a second is going to go right through them, cut through them like a knife.